Uh, Hello. Hi. I am faffoing at life today. So I'm trying to do 1,600 things at once. I, hello. Hi, Linda. Okay, that I'm going to put over there for now. I don't need that one today. Okay, I did a thing. Oh, Linda's on vacation. Linda, you are on vacation. So hi, how you doing? We are in the middle of a heat wave. Whoop, wait. Wait, let me see. I screwed this up. I screwed up. That lives there. That lives there. I am faffling with all kinds of stuff today. We're in the middle of a heat wave. Oh, hey, Robin, thanks. What's going on here? I'm faffling everything today. There we go. That goes there. Then I tighten it so that it stops going there. Yep, I got my summer haircut. You know what? I had the thing going. I was like, you know what? I'm going to. There we go. See that. I was doing the thing that's like, oh, I'm gonna let my hair grow for a while, right? And then of course, first heat wave of the year shows up, and I'm like, oh fuck that. No. So how's everybody else today? We're dealing with our first actual heat wave. So which is fine. Life is good. Everything's fine. I haven't been able to sew much. It's just too hot to be running the iron and stuff. But I mentioned in passing a while ago that see what I made? I didn't do it right. There's supposed to be a point. There's supposed to be a point in that corner, and I didn't get the point right. Do you ever wear wigs just to fuck with people? Oh shit, that would fuck with people, but ew, no. To wear a wig properly, there is like an entire process to make sure it's put on. I mean, back in the day, you just want to put on a wig, but now wigs are very different. You have to do all this shit. It is so much work, as far as I understand it, anyway. But I suppose you can still get novelty wigs. That would just I would feel weird. I dyed my hair once. Well, I didn't dye my hair once. Lisa did her henna stuff, and there was a little bit left over, so I just went okay, and then turned my hair kind of red for the 3 weeks it took to grow out, and I could cut it, and even that felt weird. I didn't feel like me. Okay. Anyway, I am just. I got a new toy. I'm going to show it off in a minute. I'm going to show off my new toy. I have been making triangles out of all my scrap, is what's going on here. I've been making triangles out of all my scrap. I got a new toy. It's a fabric cutter. I got a fabric cutter. And so far, I've got a fabric cutter. I've got a bunch of stuff coming in for it. But I can't really do. If I was wearing a manly toupee, she'd probably just laugh her ass off. She would. I mean, I don't think she would. She would like, what the hell's wrong with you? She would just be like, whatever. I don't think she'd be hyper. I don't think she would care one way or the other, because she would know. She wouldn't even have that moment of hesitation going, this must be a joke. I mean, that moment of hesitation, like, what'd you do? She'd be like, she'd see through me in a heartbeat. So anyway, I'm going to show off my new toy because I can. And I'm doing something. I'm doing like 400 things at once. Well, not 400, but I'm sorting out my fabric by color. Just putting the whatever colors. These are my small triangles, and these are my big triangles. Right? Some of them I have in copious amounts. Some of them I don't. But I got a new toy, and I'm really I am inordinately excited about this new toy. We were going to wait and do it later and get this. It's called the AccuQuilt Go. We were going to wait and do this later. Then we realized, like, I've got so much scrap to process that we might as well do it now and just get over ourselves. So So what I've got going on right now is I found, oh, come on, you. Okay, this camera's over here because I found my extension cord. There is an extension cord that lets you plug in short, lets you plug in your regular your regular USB to USB. And I found it. I found my extension cord so I can have my new toy over here. That's it. This is it here. And I'm just screwing around with one of the things that I've been talking about is that whenever I'm sewing or doing stuff, it would be nice if I had a longer cord so that when people want to get a closer look at, sometimes I just have to describe something and hope that you guys figure it out, right? And now that I've found my extension cord, as long as this goes well, I can do this for other stuff too. But anyway, I've got my new toy sitting over there, and it's a fabric cutter, and I'm super, super excited and happy about it. So I thought that today I would show you guys that, and then we can screw around some of the stuff that we can make out of all these triangles that I'm making, because I'm making a lot of triangles because one of the things that happens in quilting and sewing, one of the things that happens is if you cut your fabric wrong and your block doesn't, and your piece doesn't turn out quite the way you want it to, then you're stuck asking yourself, did I cut the fabric wrong or did I sew it wrong? I know I sewed that wrong. That is supposed to be, this little point right here is supposed to be a nice pointy point. I figured out immediately what I had done wrong because I knew I didn't cut the fabric wrong. I didn't do anything hideously wrong. And that's, if I were doing this as part of a larger piece, I don't think I would care. I really wouldn't. But anyway, so I just thought I'd come in. I didn't do a sewing video last week. So I thought I'd do it. I thought I'd sew this week. I thought I'd do a sewing, well, shoot the shit while we sew, and I try not to overdo it. One of the reasons why we decided to go ahead, we realized they had the unit on Amazon, which regardless of your personal opinions of Amazon, the really cool thing about Amazon is their amazing returns policy, right? And it's like, well, if I'm going to get one of these units, I want to get it somewhere where it's going to be easy to return if there's a problem, if it doesn't work, or if it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, whatever, right? Anyway, I've got a bit of tendonitis going on. It's not carpal tunnel, and tendonitis can happen in this same section of your wrist, right there. I got a bit of tendonitis happening right now, and it's like, well, we have a heat wave. I can't sew because there's a heat wave, and I should be taking a break because of this flaring up. It goes away. It takes about, I don't know, week, 2 weeks. I'll be back to sewing normally in a few days. Anyway, I am just babbling my way through life today. But anyway, it's like, well, if you had that machine, I could be turning my scrap. This is all scrap. This entire thing over here is all scrap. So it's like I could start turning my scrap into stuff. So what we're doing, I'm gonna move over here and show you the toy. And hi everybody, how y'all doing? I'm not trying to be antisocial. I'm just hyper today. There we go. I'm splitting it out by colors. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just putting each color in its own little pile. Like, I mean, this is all this fabric, right? So, okay, that can go all the way up there. Because obviously, when you're sewing, you want to pair up and coordinate all your stuff. So I don't sew, obviously, but you want things to go a certain way. Anyway, I want to introduce you to my new friend. What am I doing? This is a good time. I don't want to switch those. No, what's going on? I want that one to be bigger. There we go. I'm gonna introduce you to my new friend because I'm gonna do. I want to show you guys this, and I also want to test out how it works having my other camera being that this other camera is now a lot more mobile. If keeping it on the extension cord works, it's a lot more mobile, so I can show you guys more stuff. But yeah. Oh yeah, and the other thing we got going, we're in the middle of a heat wave, so everything else that's going on, ironing is not pleasant right now. It is incredibly, distinctly, definitively unpleasant. Highly unpleasant to be ironing right now. So with that being a thing, anyway, I've got my other I've got my tablet over here also streaming so I can keep an eye on the chat and make sure everything's doing what it's supposed to over there. But anyway, so what's new with you guys? How you guys been surviving the heat wave? I'm just going to be over here quickly. We know quickly means like 2 fucking hours for me. My God. I'm still looking at Robin's last comment. If I came home, if I was wearing a toupee, you know what I want to do one day. I want to go one day when my hair's a little bit longer, and I want to find an actual barber, like I guess I'm assuming it would be a barber that does this. I don't know. I've only ever seen guys with this, but basically go in and get all kinds of designs put in. You know how they do those haircuts. You know how they do the haircuts, and then there's a design put in your hair, right? I want to go in. I want to get my hair a little bit longish, like it has been the last few weeks. Go into like a serious somebody who's serious about this stuff, and then they call it cutting in. Well, not necessarily a fade, like maybe a fade, but the kind where they do like designs, like so they'll put swirls or whatever, and just get like my whole head done like that. Just walk in and go, do whatever you want, guys. I just want this really like massive design, my whole head, and get that done and see what she thinks about that. Because that would probably she would probably think I'm nuts. But I think it'd be fun to play with. And I've seen lots of people like, especially getting it back here where they get like a pattern put in. Skull crop circles. Yeah. I want to do that one day and surprise her with it. That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun because my hair is so short now. My hair is so insanely short now that I could get a cut like that and it's going to last for what, a week, 2 weeks, and I can if I wanted to keep my hair this short all the time, full time, I'd be trimming it like every 2 weeks because it's just that short, right? So if I get that kind of a design, if I get like skull crop circles or something really, really fun put on throughout, I think that it would be a lot of fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think it would look really, really cool. And I think that I think I would like it. Not as a permanent thing, but just because hair grows back. And my hair being so short grows back to cuttable length. It'd be different if my hair was like down to here. I was like, oh, I'm going to get this done. It's like, it'll take years to grow back, right? This would take like a couple of weeks. I would love to do that. Absolutely love to do that. Anyway, you got, you know what? This is a pretty big, this is the lower mainland in Vancouver here is pretty big, pretty diverse. There's something for everybody here. And you know what? I could probably find out with a couple of phone calls. If I were to go look up a couple of photos online and just like spend an after, go somewhere where there's some places to go, hey, blah, blah, blah. Do you do this? Do you do this? And if you walk into a place and you've got long hair and you say, I want to do this, they're going to go, are you on drugs? No. If I walk in like this going, yeah, I want this. They're probably going to have a lot of fun with it too. They're probably really going to enjoy it too. But yeah, there's got to be places I can go to get that kind of a cut done and just get something really, 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 really over the top, crazy, weird, because it'll grow back in 2 weeks. I think that would be a lot of fun. Yeah. I'm over here now. I can still see the chat though. But I got to bring my microphone with me. I can still see the chat. I'm going to come over here. I think I would be spending more than a couple of bucks on it. I really do. I don't think it would be cheap for sure. For sure, it's not going to be cheap. but then again, cheap is in the eye of the beholder, because depending on what it is and where I go, because right now, right this minute, anything over free is cheap, because I just grab the I just grab my we keep clippers at home. What I'm doing is so simple that I just do it myself, right? So this guy over here is called the AccuQuilt Go. It is my new favorite toy, and it pops open. You're ready to go. Please tell me the camera went. Okay. Sorry, I've got my delay. I've got my delays, right? There's my die. Okay. So now the starter kit. The starter kit comes with one die. With just this is what it comes with. And this guy, I've been playing with it. Yeah, it'd be really cool. It'd be really cool to get one of those types of haircuts. Just once to say I did it. Okay. This is a really simple system. It's a die cutting machine. It's a die cutting machine for fabric. Okay. It comes now. I've got other dies coming to do 2.5-inch strips, 1.5-inch strips, and a few other things. Just don't carve Lisa in script. I don't get why folks do that with tattoos, like stamping yourself with ownership. You know what? Lisa and I both have tattoos that mean something to each other. Like my shoulder tattoo here represents fire and water, me and Lisa. It represents us. But if something changes hey Tammy, I would not get, even after 20 years of marriage, I'm not going to literally get her name put on me. Then maybe I will. It's 20 years. We're 20 years and I don't think anybody is going anywhere. So this is a really cool automatic system. This is an automatic system that cuts fabric. And right now, right this minute, this is the only die I've got. I've got 7 more dies coming. So this one does what's called does these. It does 1 big triangle and 2 small ones per pass. So this one here is the 1 triangle here, and then the other triangle here, and they overlap here. Anyway, right now, right this minute, before anybody freaks out about the waste, don't freak out about the amount of waste that I'm creating, because this is all coming from scrap. This is all my scrap, so I can do that. Basically, you lay down your fabric and complete. This has got razor blades down the centers there, and they're slightly indented, so you won't accidentally touch them. You just lay your fabric over this, and you can lay down. You can go like that, right? Lay down, cover that one up. Cover that one up. I'm not going to cover that one up completely. There, cover that one up. Okay. Cover that one up again. Let me see what else I got. These two I'm still getting used to it, but I'll tell you right now, it's been amazing. Right now I'm still dealing with quite a bit of waste. I love the machine. I was just thinking how tedious it would be to hand cut all the triangles, and that there ought to be something like a cookie cut. And yeah. You know what? I literally just found out about this. So basically, this can cut up to 6 layers. So if you're going to offset everything, actually, I want to put these ones on second. I'm just going to do a little tiny bit. So you put this on, right? Then you put the mat over top. I can go up to 6 layers deep. So I can do 6 at once, but I'll do 6 layers properly in a second. So you just push it. It did not like that. Okay, it's got a detector in it. And if you get too close to if it detects anything in here that's not supposed to be there, it just automatically shuts off. So without moving it, whoops, off, back on. that little snapping noise at the end is just the it's got a roller bar that comes down. That little snapping noise at the end is just the roller bar popping back into place. So it can get staticky. So I've got 2 perfect triangle, 2, 3, 4, little bit of cutoff from the other one that was overlapping, and then the one purple. So now I've got 4 small, 1 large to go to my collection over here. There is, okay, right now, right this minute, I've got quite a bit of waste because I'm still getting used to it. I'm still getting used to it, and I'm still practicing with it, and I'm not too heartbroken because this is already almost entirely waste. And what I can do, it's not, okay, for starters, it's not a huge, this is not a huge learning curve. I open this guy up. Okay, those are going to be too small. Like this purple piece that's left over, I can now cover one of these. Oh, we're not very far under the thing. Okay, the purple piece that's left over, this makes 2, right? So that purple piece that's left over, I can angle it over here and get, well, I would probably put it up at the top. So it's not, if I put it up at the top, it's not overlapping anything. So if I just line that up nicely, oh, it won't quite fit. So I'm not, yes, it will. Up a little higher, right? And I can do that. So getting perfect cuts. I am just already, I'm going to set that one aside because I want to show you guys something. There we go. So basically, let's go down a little tiny bit more. I am in love with this. I'm not gonna sit over here cutting fabric for 4 hours. Yeah, different types of fabric are definitely going to impact. So in theory, you go like this. Okay, in theory, you go like this, right? But in reality, you can like, okay, these particular shapes are the exact same size. These particular shapes are the exact same shape, whether it's upside right or upside down, right? So I can go, let me see. So that'll be about right. So I can fold this in half. And you know what? I gave everything a quick zap with the iron just so that I wasn't screwing around. So there, I took this and I folded it in half, and then I folded it in half again. Now I've got 4, right? Now I've got 4 layers, and I'm just double checking to make sure everything stays under the cutter, right? I'm going to put this back over here. So as long now, the only thing that I have to be aware of, that's 4 layers. So if I go like that, is that far enough to the end? It's not quite. Let me see if I can get it to the end. And like I said, these are all scrap pieces. So now I've got 6 layers lined up over the big one, 3 layers lined up over this one, 2 layers over this one. So let's put it through. I've had a couple where I haven't necessarily lined it up very well, so we'll see. There we go. So what you want to do is, when you're picking, you can do this any way you want. They're showing people like carefully lifting away around it, because you really want to make, you really do not want, you don't want to put any pressure there because there is the razor blades there. So now I've just got 6. I got 6 of the large triangles, 2 small ones here, and then 3 here. So I've got 11 triangles. You spend a minute lining things up, and 11 triangles, boom, just like that. Apparently, apparently people are saying, I did a whole bunch of research on this because this is actually, it turns out that this as a system has been around for years. The mat, you can see the mat. It's already got the little marks in it because when this goes through, the roller pushes everything down. It pushes everything down, so the blades come up and they touch. It's not super carved up. Apparently, people that do a lot of fabric cutting are saying that they need to replace the mat about once a year, but that the blades last for years because they're completely recessed and don't get touched. There's a way to clean them. Just get in there with it. Get in there. Not you don't dig around and go crazy, but you get your pair of tweezers, pull out any loose threads. You don't have to stop after every single cut. This is just made of plastic, so I'm just poking at that lightly until the loose threads come up. That's it. So yeah, apparently this is gonna last for years. And then what I'll do as I get more practice, because it's as I get more practice with using this thing, then you come back. I'll get better at this part. This is the part I need practice. This is the part I'm going to have to practice at. As I get more practice, then I come back. This is already pre-folded. As I get more practice, this is one of my pieces of scrap off the end. As I get more practice, I come along, I drop it there. I drop the other one on this side, and then I run my leftover pieces. So Right now it's a lot of scrap, more than I would like, but or did I just accidentally throw away those triangles? No, I didn't throw away the triangles. Okay, anyway, super happy. Super happy. The really cool thing, there it is. This is going to be the cool thing. You can use them to stuff pillows, toy animals, and stuff like that. Because I'm doing this for a living, I generate so much scrap that it's not worth it. But here's the fun thing. Okay, so this is a leftover piece from the Alice in Wonderland. No, that's too close to the bottom. Let's see if I can get up a little higher. This is a leftover piece from the Alice in Wonderland that I just did for Lisa, right? And this is Alice here. There's a way to make sure she's really close to the bottom. So this is probably going to be this is probably going to be a bad example. Yeah, this is going to be a bad example. Let's get her over this way some more. This is probably going to be a bad example because of where this is sitting, but I'm going to put it through. So you guys will get the idea, because I'm really excited about this part. So you can go 1 to 6. Just let me do this. Let me show you this last thing, and then I'm going to answer Tammy's question. So you pop these up. And again, this is okay. These are pieces of scrap that are too small. They're too small for anything that I do. Now I've got a triangle with Alice in it. And now I've got a triangle with the heart guy. So you can, if you're looking for specific cuts, you can line this stuff up. And then I can still go over here and just do the smaller ones as well to avoid wasting fabric. I'm going to waste quite a bit of fabric getting started, practicing. So anyway, this is my new toy. Okay, this is my new toy, and I could happily sit over here and spend. This is called the AccuQuilt Go. This is the electric model. So it's this is the AccuQuilt Go Big. I'm just going to drop this fabric over here because it's draping over my leg and I don't like it. But yeah, like if I just want this little scene with the pond in here, then I can just line it up. So right now, right this minute, whoops, Let's get all my shit back. I gotta move all my shit. This is the part that this is my learning curve, is to go, if I can do this, how do I do this? Oh, how I do this? You know how I do this? Is I do this. There. Then you guys don't have to watch the struggle bus in motion. The struggle bus in motion sickness. Anyway, the little nicks in the rectangle. I think I got the right audio. I see you guys. I definitely see you guys. I was moving things over from one to the other, and I think I just accidentally loosened the cord. Okay, so when you're sewing together two of anything, so I saw your question asking about what the little nicks are on the fabric. So yeah, see, this one didn't go through. This one didn't go through the machine, right? Because the nick isn't there, which is just me not lining it up properly. So the AccuQuilt cuts them like this. Let me get down here. Let me get this switched over properly. Okay. The AccuQuilt cuts them like this, where there's a little nick at each corner. Okay. If you just cut your fabric and don't put the little nick in, and I'll just zip one up for you so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Come on, get my pressure foot over it. I have got to figure out my cord situation. I got cords everywhere. So when you sew two pieces of fabric together, this is going to be a mess. I know it's going to. Is that how I have it? No, that's 8. Okay. When you sew two pieces of, you know what I need? I need a third camera, one that just, yeah, there I am. So basically, to answer Robin's question, when you sew two pieces of fabric together, and then you put them out, like you fold them out, what ends up happening is that little triangle, it just sticks up over the top, right? So it adds to bulk as you go. I should have done 2 different colors. So when you sew 2 triangles together with the long piece in, it just becomes waste that needs to be trimmed off. So what this system just automatically does for you, which is really awesome. Am I going to use that one for anything? What this system does, this is a 90-degree curve, so we don't need to worry about that because it's going to line up with your fabric. But when you start working with angled fabrics, when you work with a fabric that has an angle to it, then once you have it sewn up, come on, get over here. Now don't forget, I'm still oops, get that leader on there. I need it. Okay, this particular machine likes to suck the corners into the machine and get all tangled up, so I do need a stitch leader when I'm using this machine. Okay. So this machine, this is a stitch leader. This is just a piece of scrap. This is just a piece of scrap that you put through before you put your fabric in, so that your corners, so you have more control over your fabric. Anyway, so when you have the corners, when the corners are already trimmed off and you open your fabric up, it's just a nice little square, and you don't have to come back and do all that extra little work, which if you're okay, like let's say that I'm going to do a, how big is this? This is a 3.5 inch by 3.5 inch square. Now let's say that I'm going to take, and I'm going to make enough squares to do a 100 inch by 100 inch quilt. I'm going to be making a few hundred of these. That time that you're literally going to lose hours trimming that off. Because like for this one here, to make this square, to make this one square, I have to come in and get that off. So with that already being done, you can leave these on. You can leave these little ticks on, but when you're sewing this to this, you've got your layers of cloth here, and then this is going to be extra bulk. This is going to be extra bulk, so that when you get back into the corner and start sewing, when you start sewing triangles to each other, this bulk can end up being really insanely annoying, because you're going to sew these two together, right? And then you're going to bring two more over and sew them together. So reducing bulk is important. But anyway, I got my new toy. This is the one. This is just the quick little sample to answer Robin's question. So I'm not going to keep that one. I'm keeping that though. I'm keeping that. That's going to go through my machine later. So right now I've just got this one here. What I'm going to be doing. Oh, I can do that. Okay, let me see what I've got. Let me go there. Let me do that. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay. It's going to let me look at it. It's not going to let me click anything. That's weird. Okay. So I am getting several other dies. There we go. I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to do this. It's fine. Come here. I'm just going to go right to the website that I ordered it from. Do. I do. Here we go. Am I doing this right? Am I on the right? Am I on? What about the ones on the rectangles? They look indented. I mean, this one? This one? Do you mean that the triangle doesn't look like it comes all the way to the end? Because that's kind of supposed to be like that. These are supposed to be like that. These are supposed to come away a little bit out like that, because that way when you sew them together, that's your seam allowance, so that when you sew them together, you can match up your on the rectangle machine form. Oh. Which part? Oh, this. Yeah, they leave indentations as you run them through the machine, if that's what you mean. But these are this is the entire form, and then I'm not sure that I understand the question. Oh, this one here at the top. I'm not. Yeah. This is basically these are done with. This is a machine that's strictly made with quilters in mind. So that's kind of cool. But this is another one that I'm going to get. I've already ordered it. I'm just waiting for it to show up. The negative cutouts on opposite ends of the rectangle. Oh yeah, it's got I'm not sure that I understand the. Yeah, you know what it. You know what it is. It's like all these terms, right? And it's like I'm not sure. I wish you were close enough to just point and go, this one, dummy. If you talk about this space here, yeah, that's two triangles side by side. So one triangle fits here. One triangle fits here. And one triangle fits here. So when you line up your fabric over this piece here, yeah, when you line up your fabric over this piece here, it cuts two triangles for you, which is kind of cool because this particular block, this section here of the block, takes one big and two small to make. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. I know how hard it is to ask a question when you can't actually reach out and point and say and do anything. So as far as I understand it, as long as I don't screw around with things, the dye should last for years. This is the mat that the machine presses against to force the cut to happen. So these people are saying that in general, you probably should, if I use this one every day, if I use this one for cutting one quilt, whatever, people were talking about how much use they got out of it. Depending on how much I use this, and I'll be using it for more than just this dye. So depending on how much I use this, I could be replacing this part. Hundreds, Robin, hundreds. Oh my God, I could end up going bankrupt over this site. This is one of the ones that I've ordered. Did I get it right? Where is it? That's one I ordered. So it's going to be a hexagon one. You know the hexagon mat that I made? Let me go get it. I'll go get it. I'll show you. I say mat singular, but this mat here that I made. What am I doing? Which one am I doing? This mat here that I made with the deer in it is that hexagon shape is the exact same thing as that. So now instead of having to go, okay, cut, instead of having to cut individually, I can literally line up 4 or 5 at a time and just cut them through. So cutting fabric can take a long time. Need to go put it away. Might as well blow my nose when I'm up. We know it's coming. Anyway, so yeah. So this is one of the ones that I ordered. So that's coming. This is a Canadian company. I got the unit. This came this one the one that I've got right now. I only got that one for now. Because I know that I'll use that one right away. But let me show you the other one. Let me back up. Come on. There's this one to make half hexagons. So this one here, you make 2 pieces, sew them together and get a hexagon. Let me just Let me just remove that one for now. Okay, so that one you make, that one lets you make different things. And then, oh, come on. This is for smaller hexagons. But these are smaller than what I'm currently using. So I want to make sure that I'm going to enjoy the bigger one first before because it costs money. Even on sale, this is still $60 for the die, right? And I do not want to murder myself on pricing. I don't need that open. I don't, because you can really, really, really end up over investing. Now, this is a cool one. Come on, up over here. So the hexagon's definitely coming. Okay, I'll just click on this one because it's the one that's most obvious. So this is called a strip cutter. These are longer. So these are, yeah, oh, by the way, I've got hexagon rulers, so I can do my own hand cutting. But if I do them on this, I can prepare a whole lot more at once. So this is a strip cutter, and this one here is a 2-inch. I'm getting a 1.5-inch strips and 2.5-inch strips, so that I can take my longer pieces and make perfect width in the strips. Because one of the hardest things about sewing, not hardest, it's not hard, but it takes a long time, right? So with that in mind, you want to be able to just run through quickly, right? And then this is the other thing I'm getting. This is mix and match pieces. This is a mix and match set, so that you have precisely cut pieces that you can make blocks, which is like this. Okay, this is a piece. This is a piece. This is a piece, and this is the finished block, right? So you can have blocks up to 12 inches off of using that one, which would be nice. And that was not cheap. That I went through this site because everything's on sale, which is helpful. But so there's that one. And then what was the other thing? Oh, and then Lisa made me get a couple things. I've got a couple. These are called. I'll show you one of the ones that I'm getting. This is called Block on Board, where you run it through, and everything you need to make a block is already there, so you don't have to screw around. And this is all kinds of weird shapes, called a tangled star, and it will make that right there. It will make that design. And they're showing it like they're showing it 2 different color sets, so you get a really good idea of what it's going to look like. So that is the other one that I'm making. That's the other one that I'm getting. So that's what I'm getting. And so Tammy asked a question. Where's Tammy? Yeah, you can English paper. You can English paper piecing or scrap quilts. Yes, you can. Watch this one. Is it going to show? Do they have it here? They don't. They don't have it. Okay. Let's close this out. Let's close this out. Let's go. This is not cheap though. This is not okay. This is not a cheap system. Oh, you know what? I can go. I think it's. I can't get it here. Let me just double check. I am just super happy with this. AccuQuilt.com. By the way, this is an American company, so if you're down in the States, you can order anything that you want right from the AccuQuilt website, which is where they have the most. They have the most stuff right on their website. AccuQuilt.com. But they do not ship to Canada. There it is. One thing that is extremely popular in English paper piecing is, come on, let's get in here. La 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 la. hexagons. Yeah, $400 for one form. Now the 12-inch one that I got is a set that comes with 8 different of the forms. So that's for what I do, it's a good start. Hey Blue, yeah, it's crazy here too. I am trying to avoid moving. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so that does they have them in multiple sizes for doing hexagons. These types of mini hexagons, English paper piecing is a very particular type of quilting, which I'm sure that Tammy knows all about. That's why she's asking. So you can get the hex forms. You can also get let me go back to their website. But it's expensive. It is not cheap. I have the luxury. Oh my God, I've got so many ideas. I'm going to be doing a couple of things. That's the AccuQuilt website. Oh, by the way, okay, the AccuQuilt, you can get hand cranked models, the Go Me, the Go, and the Go Big. I got the Go Big because I do this. I go through too much fabric, right? I could just imagine me sitting here with a little tiny unit cranking away because this one here is the very first unit here, the Go Me. Is it gonna let me click? The Go Me is inexpensive, right? But these two tiny blocks here, that's all you're cutting. Crank, 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 crank. And I already have I buggered up my shoulder. Like right now I'm sitting here with a bit of tendonitis. It's not carpal tunnel. There's a big difference. I'm sitting here with some tendonitis happening here. I cannot be right. The Go will take that size. The Go Big, like see the Go Big, they're showing the one that I've already got and a different one side by side. But the Go and the Go Big pretty much hold the same thing. The Go Big would just run 2 at a time, whereas the Go runs 1 at a time. I was super excited. So the one on the left is the cheapest one, doing small amounts at a time. If you are just okay, this is my personal opinion based on my research and what I've found so far after practicing, and I just got this yesterday. Okay. If you're doing small amounts just for your own use and you need relatively small pieces, that little Go Me hand crank is probably all you need. If you're doing a little bit more, the Go is good. Now the Go Big, I decided on the Go Big for a couple of reasons. I get the luxury of a business expense, so I'm okay that way. And yeah, that's not for me. And when I am doing other type, the die cuts page on the site is fun. Look, they have paper doll and clothes. Oh yeah. And I've got some stuff. I've got some material right now where it's iron-on material. So you just do 2 fronts, 2 backs, iron them together, run them through them. You just iron a bunch of fabric together. I don't know, but yeah, there's a lot of really fun stuff on that page. So what I'm going to do with my AccuQuilt, I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to use it to cut out. I'm gonna use it to cut out things like that star, that funky star that I showed you. That requires a shit ton of precision cutting. By the time I do the precision cutting, do I still have and that's a lot of tedious work because they're small pieces, right? So I have a tendency towards tendonitis. It is not the end of my world. I'm fine. Okay. When it's, I'm self-employed. I will take breaks. I will take time off. I can run that machine one-handed if I have to and still get stuff done. So that works out good for me. But I'm going to be doing a couple things. I'm dropping into over-explain. Yeah, Christmas tree ornament shapes. I can imagine quilting cloth tree ornaments. Do you know what you can do? I can't really do it right now. Okay, I have some here. There are adhesives that you can get. there's adhesives that you can get where you take a piece of cloth, iron it onto your adhesive, right? And then add, and then put that, you can iron 2 pieces of cloth together. So if you take and you iron 2 pieces of cloth together, I mean, if you glue 2 pieces of cloth to each other, then you just run it through the machine, punch a hole, tie a string, and you've got ornaments. There's a whole lot of stuff you can, I can tell you right now, there's a whole lot of stuff that you can do with that machine that isn't just quilting. It was developed for quilters. There's one for making bibs, burp cloths. There's applique. The Fantasy Me wants, oh my God, I want one of everything. I want one of all of these guys. Anyway, so I'm gonna be doing a couple things, and I'm supposed to be fucking around with some sewing today, so maybe I'll just talk while I do that. But let's do my thing. No, I want that one. Okay, so this one comes with a book. Each one of these dies, that little die comes with this book, right? So you can, it's literally instructions, step by step. Here, cut your piece of fabric, and then when you're done cutting your fabric, do this. So that to that, that to that, then do that, then do that. It shows you everything that you need to know. So it's also a teaching manual. But I'm going to start with this one here. I'm going to start this one here and do this over here. So basically, this little die automatically cut one of these, and then it cut, there's 2 over there that are the same, 2 of these, right? So what I need to do is I need to sew that to that. This is the really cool part. So yeah, I can do that. So basically I need to sew these 2 together like that, and then I'll have a nice little Alice in Wonderland block. So you just line them up. Sew the first one down, get my stitch leader. I got to remember to start using a stitch leader because my other machine didn't have this problem of snagging. So basically what you do, and I don't know if I can show you this, but something else that you can do is, because these tips are already cut off, just line them up right to the tip. I see a Northwoods medley with mooses and bears. Is this quite crafting rabbit hole one could fall down? Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my God, it's crazy. It is crazy. Okay. So get this lined up. These now, if anybody's getting super excited about this, for whatever reason, these tips are taken off with a 1/4 inch seam in mind. So if a 1/4 inch seam is a challenge for you, practice your 1/4 inch seam. Make sure that you're willing to practice your 1/4 inch seams. But oh Jesus! You know what? I feel like I'm building you guys a shit sandwich, because I said I decided on what I'm going to do. Okay, one thing that I currently do, and I'm still going to keep doing it, is anybody who's doing their own home sewing, if they would like a scrap pack, as I have scrap available, I am more than happy to throw a bunch of scrap into an envelope and give it to you. I have a business write-off. I can do whatever the fuck I want. So I am still happy. I may not have, depending on how this evolves for me, I may not have as much as often, but I will still continue to offer free scrap to people who want it. Okay. That's not stopping. But what I am going to start doing, and I do not know to what degree, what I am going to start doing, because if you just take 2 of these and sew them together, you've got a nice square block, right? I'm not sure how that works for that, but anyway. So we'll do that. Sew these together. Stitch leader goes back in. Okay. I should actually be doing stitches closer together. I should actually be doing my stitches a little closer together just to make sure that things don't. You know what? I'm still learning. I'm fine. Okay. And that is the block. This is how it's supposed to look. Because when you want to attach this one to this one, when you want to attach these two together, you want that to be a perfect point. You want your point to be as pointy as possible, right? Technically, I should be ironing it, but it's 4,000 degrees in here, so I'm not going to. So yeah, so basically, I get to start. I get a head start. It's that's basically to do those more complicated shapes. You'd be doing what's called applique. So you would have that. You would cut out that shape, and then you would cut out that shape and then put it on here and then stitch it down. Go stitch all the way around the edges and stitch it on separately. Applique is its own thing, and there's whenever you see like you know those patches that are sewn around the edges and then attached to something, that's a type of applique. So that definitely has its market. That definitely has its fan base of people who love doing applique. For me, the cool thing is going to be that I can what's going to work out really cool for me is that finding the time. Like I did all this in like a half hour screwing around. I didn't work. Okay, I was working with scrap, so there's that. But I just took a whole bunch of scrap and turned it into really useful stuff that I can use for really useful things, right? And now I can focus because I'm still okay. This smaller piece precision stuff, I'm still learning it. I am still practicing, blah, 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 blah. And one of the things that ends up happening, which I've done to myself more than once, is I have made myself a thing and then realized I wasn't cutting like doing an industrial press iron like they used to apply decals so you don't have to hand iron. I have to hand iron anything. I'm working from home. Our condo is in an older building, which is fine. It's not super old. But if we have a portable air conditioner that's back in the bedroom with fans pushing it forward, because the living room, dining room, and my bedroom are all on the same circuit. If I have the portable air conditioner hooked up over there and turn the iron on, I blow a fuse. So I just can't. I would love to have. Well, plus it would just get too hot in here. If I had the space and the wherewithal, I would definitely have something like that in my world. But I couldn't justify it. I don't mind hand ironing. That's not really a big problem. Like there's ways to hand iron quickly. So that part's fine. So, and this you just need to finger press this. But yeah, so basically I cut my fabric, I do a thing. Then I realize I've cut the fabric wrong. Then I'm not sure whether I'm doing it right or wrong. Then I'm this, then I'm that. And it's like, and it's not the end of the world, but sewing can ultimately end up being a pretty expensive hobby. And as much as I'm making, I am making enough money to pay for my hobby, which is awesome. But anyway, I'm going to start selling fabric packs. Once I get this, especially once I get the strip cutter. Once I get the strip cutter, because 2.5-inch strips are insanely popular, and a 2.5-inch strip can be cut down into other shapes and stuff. So people call them jelly rolls. But anyway, so now I can really focus. I will be able to really focus on learning how to sew. It's kind of funny. It's like it is learning how to sew. There's clothing is one type of sewing, quilting is one. What I do is one type of sewing, and then quilting is another type of sewing. So for this, I'm just going to finger press. So yeah, so now I've got 2 of these. So now I can put them together like that and make a square out of it. I can put them together like that and make a square out of it. I can put together like that and make another one that looks like these and then make that square. Oh, these are really simple. These are really simple. What you do is you just go, you take something like this, right? Now I iron the fabric first, but you can just lay down 4 or 5, done. You know, done. So ironing this, I mean, it only took me 4 or 5 minutes to iron up all this fabric. It's not like ironing a pair of pants where you have to be as precise. So like for this, I just went over the sewing machine, threw that down, ironed, and then grab the next one. And of course, I'm doing it faster because I'm over there. So it was really. Do I do a lot? I do both. I don't do a lot of design right now, right this minute. Like right now I'm doing some, okay, I'm doing some design pre-planning on this because there is I can take these. Okay, I can take these. I can put this here and this here, right? I can make 4 of these, put one here and one here, put a piece here, a fourth one here, so I can do that. There's things that you can do once you have these made. So I kind of do both. I like the FAFO because FAFOing is fun. It depends on what I'm doing. That's how I've ended up designing some really cool stuff. So I'm going to put these together as a little arrow. I'll do that, but I'm going to iron them before I do it. Just give me a second. Give me a quick second. I wonder. Let's see. So for designing for me is the fun part sometimes. I am FAFOing my camera today, which I think I've mentioned more than once. So we'll see what happens. I am just tied up in all the cord known to man. So this is what we do. Oh my God, this is perfect. This is perfect. The microphone won't reach though, so I'll just speak up. So this is simple. Done. That's done. And if I want to get some scrap ready to go into there, I just this is what I do to get scrap ready, because this is how you make it fast. Let me unplug that. The good news is that I have a iron. The good news is that I have an iron that heats up very quickly, so I don't have to fuck around with that too much. The only thing worse than having to do the ironing is having to let that heat build up for an hour with a slow old iron. But no, sometimes I'll really plan, like if I decide that I'm going to use these in a quilt, then once I decide, because you can do this, you can also do that. You can put these together in all sorts of interesting directions, right? And then you can do that. Like there's things that so I can have one row that goes pointed up. I can have another row that points down. So when it comes to quilting, you're usually going to do sections first. Yeah, when you're ironing it depends on what you're ironing. It takes me longer when I finish a 2-pocket bag, I iron it out. It takes me longer to iron a 2-pocket bag because it's finished and I don't want creases, I don't want problems. So when I'm ironing something, once it's done, it takes way longer. I can just because it's just got to be flat enough to cut. As long as it's flat enough to cut. So this is fine. I bitch about the heat of ironing because this is kind of an air. I've got no windows here. We're in a condo, so the windows are only on one side and they're over there. I bitch about the ironing because it can get warm here. But I am going to, so that is my corner there, and I want to iron it to there, but I want a nice, perfect point. So I'm going to go like that, right? But if I sew it here, I can't see where the point is. So if I flip it over, which I'm going to flip it over, so you can line it up any way you want, but when you flip it over, you now have this point. See that little crisscross where those two threads meet? Right here. I want my needle to go exactly through that point. Maybe just a tiny bit on this side towards the edge. That's how I want it to iron. And depending on how precise you want to be, then you may want to consider pinning it all into place. I'm lazy, so I'm just going to do it. Oopies, I forgot my stitch leader, but I think I'm not surviving it. Every machine is finicky, and my big machine needs some service. My big machine is fine. My big machine will be fine, but the timing I had a really bad tangle and it knocked out my timing. The timing that the needle goes down, goes around, and comes back up. I knocked out my timing right. I knocked out my timing, so I have to send it in for a service because I'm not going to try and do that by myself. This machine eats my corners, so I got to be more careful. Let me just get that done. Nailed that right on, and because the block itself, because the fabric itself is already precision cut, it's idiot proof, which works really well for me because sometimes I need idiot proof. Okay. Anyway, that's what I got going on here. Let's see how good. Let's see if I did it good or not good. Yeah, look at that point. Look at that point. Look how perfect. See, do you have to leave the iron on all the time? Maybe just store up a bunch and do them all at once, then turn the iron off. Okay, yeah, no, I do try to save it all up. If I'm doing a FAFO, but this is kind of a FAFO for me, I'll usually leave the iron on. I don't want to leave the iron on today because it's so hot. So this first one that I made, and my favorite summer refresher cool treat, I can't have any of that shit. I'm a diabetic. It's like, so that one there is flattened off because what I did, okay, like I said, I came through here. If you sew from this side, you can't see the point, right? So I flipped it over so I could see the point, and I got my point exactly where I needed it to be. And I got a really amazingly awesome point here, right? This one here is not so amazingly awesome because of the way it lined up. But now I can go like that. I'm over here. But yeah, I like, you know my problem is that the one thing that goes down really, really well for me in the heat is an ice cold soda. It just takes that gunk out of your mouth. It just, yeah, it's like and for the funny, so, diet, today's drink of choice. But I have strangely always had a bit of an addiction to ice water. Ice water is nice. So what I can do here, I'm just going to check. It's long enough. This is so now that I've got these triangles, I can do stuff with them. How many do I have? One. I'm doing scrap, so I have to double check. This is why I sorted all my scrap by color, right? I have to double check and make sure that I actually have what I want. So that I know that will fit. So let's see. Let's go. Let's stop throwing shit around. What colors do I want? Do I have anything else that matches? This Okay, I've got a metric ton of this. Does that match? What do you guys think of this as a match? I need votes. I need votes. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making scrap packs of pre-cut fabric. Once I get my other dyes, and I'm not, this one here, because the top tip is cut off, I don't, well, I mean, as long as I show a really clear photo of what I'm selling, then nobody, as long as I show a really clear photo of what I'm selling, I don't see there being any issues. I'm going to put these ones on the outside because I've got extra of them anyway. Okay. So yeah, just ice water. I guzzle it, right? Ice water. The weirdest thing for me, and I don't know if it's weird or not. This is all. These are all from the same. These are all from the same fabric, but some are darker than others. I kind of want. I guess I don't really care if they're too. As long as they're. Yeah, like this one here. That one here. That one there is really pale. I don't think I want that one. This is what ends up happening as well. So yeah. I'm gonna iron these. I'm gonna sew these on. Oh no. Okay, so I said I'm gonna sew these on. I took it to the machine, right? I've got a point. I've got a point right there and there. So I'm gonna flip it upside down. I'm gonna flip it upside down, and then I'm gonna sew it so that I can keep an eye on where those points are. Even when you're sewing with a proper seam allowance and whatnot, there's still going to be fluctuations that happen, and it depends on how picky you want to be about it, right? I'm just going to push that down. I got to figure out which way I want my seam. What's a second? This is what I get to learn now. I get to focus on this part instead of like going, oh, I'm already tired and grumpy and bitchy from getting all this done. But yeah, I've done plenty of projects. I'm going to open this up because I've got a lot of bulk right there in that little corner. And if I open this up, a little bit of that bulk is now going to be facing away. Get that bulk out of the way. So let us get that done. Let us get that done. I'm probably going to give this away, by the way. So anyway, so free scrap packs, still a thing. Yeah, free scrap packs are still going to be a thing. No problems there. Let me get my mouse pad out of the way. That's probably not helping. Let me turn that off because I didn't get it better. I had my tablet on while I was over on that side. Free scrap packs, still a thing. So that's still going to be a thing. I'm not going to pre-cut or anything like that. Pre-cuts where I do stuff like this, I'm going to start putting that. I haven't fully decided. I've decided I'm going to do it. I haven't decided I've decided that I'm going to do it. I just haven't decided what it's going to look like yet. There we go. Look at all my cords. Look at the fucking mess I just made today. It's okay. But any of you guys who may want pre-cuts, I will be making sure you guys get a really good discount. But so if you don't mind cutting yourself, still happy to give you free fabric. If you want pre-cuts, make sure you let me know so I can make sure. There we go. Like I said, I'm still now I get to just practice. I've already been doing this stuff for a while, and this is fine, but now I get to actually get good at it. You know what I mean? I actually get to really build that skill set. Let's open this one up too. No, let's not. I'm not going to open that one up. I don't need to. Fuck the world. You can also use these things, these stitch leaders. You can also use them at the very end if you need to. There we go. Put that one there. I should have had these facing away from each other, but I don't. I'm still learning, so we're fine. We're fine. I have had a couple already where I've done this and then not realized till after that it didn't quite, that I didn't have it lined up very well. So it's not quite as long as it should be, which is fine. But yeah, so I'm definitely I'm going to be selling, I'm going to be, and I don't, okay. I'm going to start talking over and over and over again. I've got some fabrics that I'm just not using. I've got a small collection of batik that I don't use batik. So I might just chop all that up and make coordinated packs out of that. Not quite sure what that's going to look like yet. But yeah, absolutely free fabric is still available, but you got to cut it yourself. If you want pre-cuts, absolutely. And just, I will make sure, I haven't decided how that's going to look yet, but definitely make sure you guys are going to get, you guys will get it, since you guys have been kind enough to stick around and listen to me babble about shit and shenanigans and whatever. I'm going to make sure you guys get a good discount if you want the pre-cuts. So we'll go from there. But no, you guys still get your same access to scrap packs. But yeah, I found the batik for me personally. Nothing wrong with batik. Now, what am I going to do here? Now, if I put that there and do that, I've got sewing has to be done in sewing. Okay, fafoing a project is fun, but sewing has to be flat. Okay, so always double check what you're doing, because once this is on, it's going to come out like that, right? And if I add anything to the outside of this, I got to make sure that I'm sewing in straight lines. Like if my next piece goes on like that, I've got a V now that I can't really fill in properly, if that makes sense. So always double check, always whenever you're fafoing, because fafoing is fun. Whenever you are fafoing though, make sure that what you want is going to line up and give you the straight lines that you will need if you think you're going to be adding more pieces to it, which I think I am. Come on. There we go. Didn't have my stitch leader again. Nothing bad is happening over here, but the corner is trying to pull in. Basically what happens is the corner tries to pull in, so you end up getting multiple stitches going into the same spot. I'm way over here. I don't even know. I'm way over here. As it tries to shove the corner in, it'll push the corner down in, and then it'll start just multiple stitching in the same spot, and then you get a big knot of thread. And then if you don't catch that in time, it ends up tangling. And then you get a big tangle of thread. And this machine, what's it catching on now? There we go. Oh, that's what it's catching on. Okay, this happens sometimes. Nothing's going on here that matters. My tail, there's always a tail of thread, right? My tail, instead of going under into the back over here, it accidentally looped up and over. See it? It's right there. You just get behind, take your time with your thread cutter. Come on, where are you? There you go. It's no big. That is no big deal. That is no big deal when that happens. When your tail gets, when the tail of whatever gets caught up, it's no big deal. Just stop, cut it, keep going. It can feel like a big deal though, especially if you're newer at sewing and aren't expecting it. See, look at me getting results that I'm happy with already. La 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 la. Three down, one to go. I am liking this a lot. Get that stitch leader back on there. Yeah. So what happened here is this tail this tail right here, it ended up getting tangled. It ended up getting tangled in some. It ended up getting it just ended up getting tangled, and then it was hooking up to the fabric as it was coming out the back and just making the fabric at the back seem like it was snagged on something even though it wasn't. You get used to it. Oh, I could make Diet Coke slushies. I could. If I did that, I will tell you right now, I get my Coke from I go and I get my Coke from the I don't even put it in the fridge anymore because I can't, because it is so good that I will literally chug Coke. And you get absent-minded about stuff like that. Oh, I'm thirsty, I'm gonna go grab a pop, right? I will literally sit there on my ass chugging Diet Coke all fucking day because I like it. I like ice cold pop so much. So every now and then, okay, I was keeping it in the fridge, but that's a little bit off. I will say I should. Okay, if I were, I hate pinning. I just did it again. Please don't get caught. Please don't catch. I forgot to put the stitch leader on. Catching again. Yeah. That's the thing. I like you know what? I wasn't drinking a soda of any kind for the there's that one again. That's the one that's gonna catch if I don't trim it. If you need a stitch leader if you need a stitch, just do that. I will tell you right now, by the time unless your machine is picky in all the wrong ways, as long as it hasn't started building a big ass knot yet, you should just be able to cut your thread, get your stitch leader lined up. And like I said, my problem is I don't need it on my other machine, and I do need it on this machine, so I'm just not in the habit of remembering it yet. All right. Okay. Hey Moira, how you doing? I got me a new toy and I'm playing with it. It's a die cutter for fabric. I just run it through and I can make these in 18 at a time. Because I get 6 of the big ones, 6 each of the small ones, up to. There we go. So that's like that. It's at an angle now. Let's see. Quick zap on the iron. Oh, I know what I'm going to do with that. I know what I'm doing. Okay. Of course. There we go. Okay, so I've got that. Now this is currently, okay, so I've got that, but this is currently at this angle, right? So I need to add triangles on these sides so that it will straighten it up. It will, just trust me. Now I need coordinating fabric. What color? We have reds. Okay, what do I got? I was hoping to be lazy and stick 100% with scrap. Right back. There we go. Okay. That's next. Ooh, seltzer with a. I am faffling some stuff. I am just faffling, but I realize that I can make a nice taro mat out of this. I just need to cut that, and I'll be right back. What is that? That's a pentagram. Oh, and I have to iron it. That sucks. Okay. Just a second. Oh, perfect. No. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I used to really be into the seltzer, not with seltzer, but I used to really be into the flavored waters. Okay, we're going to do something fun now. I have to move all these triangles. Basically, I got a die cutting taro. I got it for Moira and anybody else. I've got myself in AccuQuilt Go. So now I am able to mass produce properly sized, properly cut triangles that I can now use for a multitude of projects, so I can focus on learning to quilt rather than worrying about, did I make that mistake because I need more practice, or did I make that mistake because I didn't cut the fabric properly, which has been a problem that I've experienced. Don't mind me, I just got, I'm also going to keep doing scrap packs for free for people who want them, but I will also be offering at least some, maybe not necessarily all the time, but I will be offering, I have no idea how it's going to look. I've got a bunch of batik. I never connected with my batik. This is a cool little thing you can do. And since I've already got this as a design, so I made these. Do you miss having a sewing assistant, and have you heard anything from her? As far as I'm aware, I think she moved back to the States to be with her family. So as far as I know, she's still there. I do miss having an assistant. I really do. Because sewing is fun, but it's also a very, I guess, solitary. I'm not sure if that's the right word for it, but so I made this first, right? Then I added 4 pieces here, which now has turned this in. Now that's the upright, and I want that's the upright. So now I need 4 more triangles to change the orientation back again, which you'll see how that goes in a second. So I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to just square I'm going to square this off, but what I have to make sure, I'm going to square this off so that it's square, but you do not want to cut back to the triangle there. You need to leave your 1/4 inch seam allowance, right? So I am just going to line it up. I'm lining it up with one of the existing triangles to the inside. As a matter of fact, I've got a 45-degree line. I'm lining it up here, so I've got 1, 2 1/4 inches. That's still staying. I'm going to go just a tiny bit. I'm going to wonder where the hell I put my rotary cutter this time. It's not the end of the world if you don't do this part, but you should stop every now and again and make sure that your fabrics are lining up the way you want them to. Because see, this one here is sticking out a little bit further at that end. Just fabric stretch, fabric shift. It just happens. It's not anything to worry about. 2 1/4 inches. Make sure that you're not cutting away. Make sure that you're not cutting in so hard. You need to be able to, you need your seam allowance. You need your point, and then your quarter-inch seam allowance. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to have any problem continuing to do fabric packs. It's a tax write-off for me. And like I said, anybody, I will not be, I'm going to be doing pre-cut, so triangles, 2.5 inch. And I'm probably going to, I haven't got one yet, but I am probably going to go ahead and order that hex, the hex one where you put one piece of fabric through and you get like, depending on the size of the hexagons, hexies for English paper piecing are incredibly popular. So if I'm going to offer pre-cut fabric, I should cut according to what people want, right? So fabric shifts, things happen. I'm double checking at this. I'm lining this up as best I can, but I'm also making sure that I have a 1/4 inch from here to here. That was a little bit of bulk that got in my way. This is called squaring up, and you have to do it whether you want to or not. You have to do it. You have to do it occasionally at some points. I haven't squared up yet for this today, so where is it? This is dark on dark. It's hard to see. Okay, this particular corner lined up a little tiny bit off, so it may show up. Come on, get in there. Okay. Reason why I'm squaring this off now, where'd it go? Because I'm going to take this. This is a really cool trick. Okay. I can have a little bit of extra fabric. It's fine. Oh, get over there. Okay. Now I am gonna pin this so it doesn't go anywhere. And while I've got this upside down, I'm gonna double check. A little bit of loose thread, a little bit of whatever. Okay, where's my pins? There's my pins. Hey. No, I can't do those yet. Okay, I got some new pins. I've got some new pins that I'm meaning to show off. These are the ones I was telling you guys. These are regular sewing pins, but the back, this is silicone, so you can use an iron. So basically, I'm just going to. I should probably put them in. Yeah, I'm not gonna use these right now because I want to save these for special occasions where I do have to iron stuff while it's still pinned. Okay. So I'm just pin. This is a really cool technique that I learned a long time ago. There's a special block, not special, there's a block you can make using this technique called an exploding pineapple. It depends on your level of confidence as to how much you require pinning, but because I'm doing this, I'm focusing on doing it properly with precision. So with that in mind, I am going to pin this properly. This is not a huge piece. How big are we right now? Right now, this is 8 3/4. So if I had stitched that, okay, 8 3/4, 8 3/4 means that if I were to make this and then sew it to other blocks, 8 3/4 goes down to 8 1/2. Or no, it'd be 8 1/4. Because you have seam allowance. You have your seam allowance all the way around, and you lose a 1/4 per side. Lose a 1/4, so it'd be 8 1/4. So this technically makes an 8-inch block, and I've managed to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, let's go over here. This is the fun. This is a fun one to make. Doesn't matter where you start it. Watch out for these intersections because you want to go right over them to make sure your points stay good. Okay. Ooh, right on. Hit it. You're going to sew all the way around. There's no turning. You're not turning this. You're sewing all the way around. Corner. I did all my pins. I did all my pins far enough inside that I can just iron, that I can just sew without having to worry about them. Why'd that do that? That shifted a tiny bit, but it won't hurt anything. This actually doesn't, the only spot on this doesn't necessarily have to be exactly perfect. The only part that really matters is getting those points. And that's only if it matters to you. You could ignore those points completely if that's what you want to do. Oh, that's why. I couldn't figure out why it was shifting. Come on, you can do it. Oh, what are you tangled up on? I couldn't figure out why it was shifting. What I realized just now is the foot is brushing the head of this wide flat pin and going pushing things over. So not the end of my world. We don't have to care. Trust me, we don't care. All right. So basically, in hindsight, I should be taking out any pin where the head is going to touch that foot. It's really easy to make it. It's really easy to get your foot shifted around if you're not paying attention. And I'm distracted, of course. I'm always distracted when I'm sewing for you guys, so I always get to blame you guys. I love being able to blame you guys, by the way, because then I sound like much. Oh no, I'm like such an expert. It's my audience. All those people that are watching me, you guys make me distracted. Nah. Come on. Okay, all the way around. I don't need to back stitch because I just met up with my first stitch. Okay. This is magical. Where's my good? Oh, there's my good scissors. Okay, pins out. Take them out as you go. Take them out after. Up to you. You can, by the way, you can sew over a pin, right? Your risk when you sew over a pin is not. Your risk when you sew over a pin is that if the needle hits the pin just right, which is actually kind of rare, if the needle hits the pin just right, then the needle can break, right? But it honestly doesn't happen that often. It's just for most people, they consider it a risk not worth taking. Okay, so I'm going to come back and I'll be ironing all this in a minute anyway. So you're going to flip the whole thing over. Now I have my square, and you guys can see my square. I'm going to take, normally I have a longer ruler, but this is one of my short rulers. Sorry, I wasn't sure if it was working or not. This is again, this is the friction pen that this isn't really going to matter. Corner to corner. Okay. Corner to corner. I've got a big long line here. Make sure that it's going to be straight, and it is, unlike me. Okay. It does not have to be perfectly straight because you're going to be coming back and squaring this off in a minute anyway. Okay. Now, I like to start off with, I like to start with a, okay, so pinch it, right? Pinch it so that they're not, pinch it so that the bottom one is nowhere near the top one. Get it a pinch. I like to come a little tiny bit. Okay, there's the center. I like to be a little bit off of center. Take your time, line it up. Try your best to get try your best to keep it perfectly lined up. Snip. Switch out to a bigger pair of scissors, or stick with the small ones, whatever makes sense. Just make sure that you're not going to cut the back. Take your time. If this is not perfect, because it won't be, it will not be perfect. It will not feel like it is perfect. It will not look like it's perfect. I'm going to trim those off in a second. I could have done it right away. I like to leave a little bit extra. I like to leave this a little big and then trim back. You guys see me do that all the time with my other sewing too, when possible, because this is a bit of a sloppy, this here is kind of has a bit of intentional sloppiness to it. So you really want, I really want the extra space to work that I get by going a little wide on these. But you don't have to, whatever works for you. If you cut these exactly the right size, then you don't have to come back and trim it. But either way, you're cutting it. So you don't have to go all the way to the, you do not have to go, you want to get as close to the corner as you can, but you want to leave a little bit of space, because if you don't, then it can pop through. And now Alice is flat again. Right, so let's just trim this. Let's just get this cleaned up. Let's clean it up. There's my rotary cutter. Oh wow, I was distracted. Oh no, that was why. I thought I was distracted. I see a little spot where the stitch went boop boop, but I can feel that that's a corner there. 1/4 inch. Don't cut exactly along your line, obviously. I'm just going for my 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm also taking the corners off at the tips here. I don't go all the way down. A lot of people will say, get as close to that corner as you can. And I'm like, no. Okay. Just cut the corner. Yeah, I really wish I still had a helper. That would, I think, but then again, I mean, I'm turning 60 this year, so I'm not sure that I want to keep working at the same pace I had been. I'm probably going to start slowing down a bit, because I can. I don't have to, but I can. Anyway, now that I've cleaned it up, now does it look a little better? There we go. There. And now I have a proper top. Cool, eh? Now I've got to decide what to do with it. I got to iron it again. I'm trying. Oh, my iron is still on. I'll be right back. Let's unplug you. So there we go. Now I can finish this into a, where is it? Where's all my shit, man? So how big did this turn out to be? Now it's a 12 by 12 inch. Now it's 12 by 12 inches. Now I has a 12 by 12 inch block. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. Burb. Do this while it's still hot. I got a little bit of heat left. I said that one section needed a little extra blast of heat. So now I can finish this into whatever I want. I wonder if I should just finish it into a pillow. I'm going to finish it into a pillow. How much time is it now? It's 10 to 4. I bet you I can make a pillow, and then I bet you I can turn this into a pillow. Let's turn it into a pillow. Let's turn this into a pillow. I don't need to. I do need to, don't need to. Let's see where I'm at. Let's go that way. I still has it. There we go. Okay. Now, do I want to turn this into a? pillow or a I can't. Okay, I can turn it into a padded. I can turn it into a tarot. I can turn it into a quilted tarot cloth, or I can turn it into a pillow. I'm turning it into a pillow. A nice little 12-inch throw. What do you guys think? Now, since I do not have to. Since I do not have to if I'm turning it into a pillow, I do not have to quilt it, but I do want to line it. I want something. It doesn't need to be perfect, but I need something to act as a lining. I'm going to switch over to a different thread too. I'm going to throw thread everywhere. Oh, come on. There we go. I'm just knocking my shit down everywhere. It's bad. That'll work. Okay. Yeah, not too slow. You know what they say, when you slow down to retire, you'd age much quicker. Well, what I've got going on right now is like, okay, I'm getting the AccuQuilt system so I can, and I'm going to start making fabric packs, right? One of the things that I need to use up, I really got to get this camera in the bedroom and show you guys just how much fucking fabric I have, okay? I have got an entire shelf that is batik. I got a really, really killer deal on some batik, which was awesome. I had used the batik. I had loved the batik. I still love batik. We have a Bruno. Batik really picks up animal hair. And I make things to be used. Okay, well, it does, but it doesn't, because it doesn't pick up Shayla's fur at all. We're fine with Shayla. Bruno's got this. Bruno is a champion shed monster. He really is. So he's just, I don't know. Sometimes I feel, because I feel old. Sometimes, yeah. Well, like right now, right this minute, I've got a bit of tendonitis going on, right? It's a catch. Okay, I don't know if it's a catch-22 or not. I'm not really too worried about the tendonitis, because I've got a bit of tendonitis happening up here, which is related to tennis elbow, which is whatever. And it's fine. It's annoying as fuck, but I'm okay. It's not carpal tunnel, which is the really, really scary one. But we're also in the middle of a heat wave here. It's like, dude, it's a heat wave, so just rest your hand for a week. Okay, that works. Try not to do too much. Okay, that works, right? But even on my worst day, I can run that AccuQuilt. I think you missed the beginning when I was showing off my new fabric cutting machine, but I can run that in my sleep. That's simple, right? There's this really interesting thing. I've mentioned it before. There's gross motor movements and there's fine motor movements. So a gross motor movement is when you're like doing big motions, right? Using your big muscles. Fine motor skills are these. That's fine motor skills. Yeah, hard to type from my tiny iPhone. Yeah. So fine motor skills aggravate tendonitis, right? But there's plenty of things that I do that are just fine. Anyway, I'm going in a circle because I'm in a babbly mood today anyway, so I don't care. Anyway, fine motor motions are when tendonitis is flaring, yada, yada, yada. I can still work doing this. So maybe that's what I'm going to have happening, is just changing the way I work, changing where I prioritize my work. But anyway, I am making a short story long and being very, very babbly to boot. So what I'm doing, all I'm doing here, I'm going to turn this into a pillow, right? If I have a pillow and all of this, and it's just this on the pillow, then what's going to happen is as you move around, these seams are eventually just going to start popping. So what I'm going to do, I'm not quilting it. I'm just going to tack this down. So I'm going to tack this down to this piece of fabric so that this is a protective barrier between, so that this doesn't get damaged, or so that the seams don't get wrecked. Okay. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not even worried about doing, I'm not worried about doing it perfectly, and these are going to be tacked down as it is. Anyway, I definitely want / need to change things up a little bit. So back to my batik. Okay, I got a really good deal on some batik, which was awesome. I did a bunch of stuff with the batik, which was awesome. And then I made the mistake of making myself a blanket out of the batik, which was one of the reasons why I wanted the batik. Okay. I make the blanket, I put it in the living room, and I find out that I'm washing this blanket at least once a week because it was black and Bruno's hair is white. And so it's like, anyway, I've got like, I think it's like 15 or 16 bolts of batik to use up. So that is probably what I'm going to use as my first stuff to make. That's probably the first stuff that I'm going to make fabric packs out of, because it's got to go. And then we'll see. What the hell's going on here? I didn't catch on. Oh, it did. Oh, okay. I don't know what happened. I didn't do nothing. That thunk thunk noise that you're hearing is when I'm going over this area here, because there's quite a bit of bulk here. This is another thing. This with this type of a project, you won't feel the bulk. Now, zip zip zip, zip zip zip. Where did I start it from? Oh, I started it right there. Okay. You don't really need to care too much about what's going on in the back, because tiny back stitch here. Okay. Oops, get in there. Get in there. Okay, now what am I doing now? Okay. I'm going to go right across the center here. I'm going to go right across the center and just around the outside. I don't need to be incredible. I don't need to be super like insane about how I do this. I just need to make sure it's tacked down, like I said, so that this layer of broadcloth becomes a barrier to prevent those seams from being worn out. Lisa's going to see this, and she's going to take it away from me. Oh, that was a big mistake. That's okay. Okay, so don't make the mistake that I just made, and that is when you're doing this sort of stuff, you really should start from your center and work your way out, because if anything shifts in the wrong direction, you're not going to be happy. Turn the corner. Yeah, I'm not agonizing about making this perfect. I don't have to. That's not what this is about. But anyway. Turn that. Ugh. Yeah, that's right. Making sure that I got this where I wanted it. Okay. Gotta be a little more careful about this one, because the other three sides, they match up nicely. This side still matches up, but this one's a little low. This one, the point didn't quite hit where I wanted it to, so I got to put a couple of straight stitches in. It's not that bad though, where I would have noticed and I didn't. And we just go to this. Get back to the center. Yeah, when possible, do your quilting from the inside to the outside, because then if anything overlaps or if anything creates a puffy whatever, it goes, you can push it away from yourself. Okay. Back to squaring it off again. Get a longer thing here. Now I need to, I'll just use that for the back. What am I doing? What am I? Anyway, yeah, I don't know what, you know what, the thing is, I read an article not too long ago that basically said that, I forget what percentage of people they said it was. Yeah, this is, see all this, when I get my ruler going here, this is not perfect. This is not perfectly straight. Okay, there's just not any way for it because of your hand cutting, right? And I've already, oh, I can do that. Okay. So I'm going to take my chances and do that because I know I'm sewing over all of that. So I am squaring it up as best I can. And I'm not going to agonize too much about life because I don't really have to. Well, that's not bad. That's coming out nice and square. That's a tiny bit off there, but the seam allowance is going to cover all that up anyway. And that's going to have a seam allowance going all the way around that I can't avoid. So this is going to be the corners are going to be nipped off a little bit, which is totally fine. Because that's how the doing that trick. There's a block called the exploding pineapple, and that trick is how you make the block, which I like that. I actually like that block. I've made a few of them in the past. Okay, so there we go. So that's done. Yeah, see, this has got a bit of a puffiness in it, but it doesn't really matter. Now, did I make this wide enough, or was I just not? Nope, I got to cut another piece. Don't worry, this isn't going to be scrap because I can use that as the backing for other stuff. We're going to make a couple bags. Okay. This is where I have the luxury. This is where I take advantage of the luxury I have in not having to agonize about. I don't have to agonize about waste the same way because, like this piece here, oh, it's not the right size or shape to make a bag. What are you going to do? Well, it's the perfect size and shape to make the backing, to make the lining pieces for pocket pouches. So I'll save that. I do sort my scrap into, I can use it in the shop. I can't use it in the shop. I can use it for my stuff. I can't use it for my stuff. So this is super simple. And again, pin it or don't pin it. This time I have to leave an opening. I do not want to be fucking around with this. So I'm going to leave my opening like right there at the side. So I'm going to, it looks like I may have to go back to that a little bit. I'll be fine. So I'm going to do my 1/4 inch. I'll start it here. I got to give myself enough space. Back stitch. Move the camera so you guys can actually enjoy what's going on. Do my little back stitch. All the way around. Making a little throw pillow is actually really easy. Go around. Like I said, the way that the exploding pineapple piece cuts, you will not be able to get your, well, you could do your exact corner and go for that perfect point, but you're not going to get it all the way around. So just don't even try. Just do your 1/4 inch. Do your 1/4 inch. Let the edge disappear a bit. It's okay. Tug it on that corner, tug it on that corner, lightly without a lot of stretch, and then just hold it. And you don't need pins. Get around the corner, this side. It always looks, when you're looking at somebody else doing it on camera, it always looks like they're yanking it, they're reefing it, they're doing whatever. And the thing is that you are, but you're trying to do it with as little actual force as possible. It's kind of like when you know that trick where you flip your sheets and the sheets just go nicely. You're kind of trying to do a version of that. You're kind of trying to do the hand-eye coordination version of just flipping and flopping it around to get it to go where you want it to go. I can get away with this without pins, but only up until a certain size. Then I'm like taking chances. Okay. Okay, how am I going to do that? Yeah, I'll do it that way. Okay. I'm going to go past here. I just don't want to have to, I don't want to have to be folding down all that bulk. I don't have to be significantly past it, but I'm going to get past it there. Okay. Trim it again. Lots of trimming. Always stopping to trim things. And like I said, I cut first and then trim just because that's how I do it. Lots of people, either way, you're going to be trimming, right? Either way, no matter how you do this, you're going to be trimming. So I trim after so that I have, for me, it's easier. For me, it's easier. And when you're trying to run just that edge through, it can be a pain in the ass. So what's everybody else doing today? What's everybody else got going on? Now I'm kind of stuck in a conundrum here. I was like, oh, I should do something and give it away today. And it's like, but I'm doing Alice in Wonderland. My wife's going to kill me. But I don't, it's my shop. I should be able to risk my life. I'm going to give this away. I'm going to give this away. Make sure you come back. Make sure you come back after the video is processed. Leave a comment. And I will announce it. I guess I could announce it on Friday. We haven't got a topic for Friday, but I could announce it on Friday. I can announce it on Friday, and we can go from there. Okay. So the best way to make these pillows look really, really nice. Oh, there's only 5 people left. Ooh. Yeah, you gotta stick around to the end to find out if I'm giving away stuff, people. Find out what I'm giving away. Come on. My favorite trick when doing these kinds of pillows, because this is going to be a pre-stuffed pillow, right? It's going to be a nice little 12-inch throw pillow, right? I'm going to iron this because it's close to the bulk, and I do not want to have to fuck around with this later. Be right back. I'm back. Okay, the only part that I agonized about ironing is where the opening is going to be, because I've got 3 layers of fabric that I have to coordinate as I fold them in, right? And I just don't want to have to mess around with this at the end. So I'm not sewing this part yet. I'm going to start over here. This should be done. If I don't get myself distracted with too much talking, this should be done in about another, I don't know, 10 minutes. Should. Cross your fingers. So start just before the hole, ever so slightly before, just so you can make sure that hole is not going to peel itself open. Get as close to the edge as you can. Get as close to the edge as you're comfortable with, okay? 2. Back stitch. Basically, you can either fill your pillow and then hand stitch, or you can fill your pillow, machine stitch, or you can do this trick, because then you can machine stitch and nobody will ever really notice. I don't do a decorative stitch because that's a pain in the ass. Okay, turn the corner. Basically, this stitch here will help hold everything in place. It actually works out really well because when you're going over this area here, where you've already cut away the corner. Yeah, I like this one. So I'm going to give it away. I'm going to give it away because I'm filling it with memory foam, which means I can smash it into an envelope. As long as I can smash it into an envelope. Okay. I already know that it's not going to want to go around this corner very easily. There we go. Take your time getting through that corner. Oh, today's Tuesday. Lisa has her Baldur's Gate game tonight. Okay, so come back when the video's over. Come back later. Just leave me a message that you want to win this. Add your name to the pot. We'll do the honors on Friday, I guess. We don't have a topic yet for Friday. Not a big deal. Okay, not a big deal if we don't have a topic for Friday. We can just we'll figure one out on the fly. My God, it's not like I walk in prepared, so we're fine that way. So yeah, so this just makes sure that when I sew this piece shut here, it's part of the overall effect. Because the last thing you want is something that looks this nice, and then have one section that's just sewn shut. Okay. So, and again, when it comes to giveaways, anywhere in the world, I don't care. So there's no restrictions on where you live. Just let me know that you want to win it, and if you can, then if/when you win it, then I will get your address at the time. Some of the best win rates on the internet. Yeah, this was really easy to do. The finishing, once you get the size that you want, and I can make this bigger just by continuing to go around with other strips. I can switch over to, I don't have to do it all triangles. I can switch over and start doing straight strips, right? You know, I'm going to have my little machine. I'm going to have my 2.5-inch strips, so I could start pulling out. I could, get these in 2.5-inch strips and do a few layers of strips and just keep going till it's as big as I want. Or obviously, that exploding pineapple thing where you just sew it on, trim it, open it. You can keep going with that. Yeah, my new toy is going to be amazing. It is going to be amazing balls. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do. If any of you guys are like, if any of you guys are thinking you might want to buy the pre-cuts, I haven't figured out how that's going to look yet. I haven't figured out anything, but I will be making sure. And like I said, scrap packs are still available. Scrap packs, if I can say it right, are still going to be available. No problems there. If you guys want the pre-cuts, any of the packs that I pre-cut, I will be selling, but I'll make sure you guys get a great discount. But yeah, I've got a ton of batik, so that is definitely one of my. I think that's going to be one of the first things that is going to be going up in the shop, is to get rid of. I guess get rid of is a shitty way to say it, but you know what I mean. I can't really use it. Once I realized everything was fine until I realized how badly I can't justify. I can't use it. I can, but I cannot imagine somebody coming in, buying something from my shop, and finding it covered in Bruno hair. I've made stuff for the shop with the batik, no problems there, but I've got to be so careful. I've got to be so careful to make sure that Bruno gets nowhere near it, that I have to lint roll everything while I'm making it. Once I'm finished making it, before it goes out the door, it just became I mean, if you have a dog and your dog hair gets on your stuff, that's your dog, right? I don't want my dog's hair on your stuff. So yeah, so it's been sitting for a long time. Come on, what's going on? There we go. Okay, there we go. It was hanging up on the corner just the tiniest little bit. Okay, so now I've got my opening is right here. So I need to go ever so slightly over where the beginning of the hole is, and then just do a couple of back stitches. Okay, done. Now, what do we got going on over here? Turn that because I gotta get a big. Oh, baby, you're gonna move you. You have to move, baby. Shayla, hi. Can I get that box out? My dog is refusing to acknowledge anything in life. Oh, did I make you mad? Oh my God. Oh, you guys can't see this. Lucky me. Oh my God. Okay. She's mad at me. I went over there to get the, I've got a big box. This is almost empty by comparison to what's usually going on. I've got another box of memory foam. This is just cut up memory foam. I've got a whole nother box to open. Oh, this is a slightly different type of memory foam, and it's bigger pieces. So basically, what you do here is you get in here, you get your opening, and you just start. Oh my, this is not a very big hole. This hole is not very big. There are so many dirty jokes I could make about that, but I won't. Now I just have to stuff all this in. Basically, this works better if you can just stuff this. This works better if you just sort of sit here with the whole thing in the bag. There's got to be a better way to do this, but I can't think of it. So usually I would leave a much bigger hole. Usually I would leave a much bigger hole for doing the stuffing, but because of that stuff because of the seam allowance and stuff with what's at the side there, it's like I don't want to mess with that. This is also the reason why I backstitched just before. I backstitched at each end just before. School here. I'm sitting with my back to you guys. Anyway, there we go. There we go. We'll just be over here. Digging away into an Amazon box. So the thing is, I backstitch just before and after each end because I'm going to be like this, cramming stuff into that hole. Okay. Oh, stop saying the hole, right? Okay. You got a dirty mind too. That's not my problem. Anyways, now I just got to get this filled up. Okay. Are we gonna regular understuff, overstuff? I don't think I can I can overstuff. But anyway, hi. Basically, whatever system works best for you to get the filling in. There, get in the filling. Is that a little bit less dirty? Jesus Christ, this is going everywhere. Anyway, this is the part that's gonna take a couple of minutes. La 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 la. How much stuffing do you guys like in your pillows? Do you guys like a squishy pillow that you can make into 1,000 shapes, or do you guys like that one great big pillow that feels like a rock and doesn't move? I mean, I'm already getting bored of this part of it. The last time I made a pillow, it was really awesome. I did the pillow part as an insert, so I was able to just like leave it like ugly and then make a great big giant opening. It was just filled up in like 40 seconds. It was great. This is going to take a minute. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. I may have to quit the video and finish this afterwards. We're starting to get a sense of feeling happening here. But yeah, come back after the videos. I don't know how long it takes to process these videos, because every now and again you pop in, you're minding your own business, and the video takes like half a fucking day to process. But as soon as it's possible to leave a comment, wander in, leave your comment, and then we'll do. Just let me know that you want. Just let me know if you want it or not, and then we will do the draw. Like, you know what? Let's do the draw next. Let's do the draw next week. I know there's some people that do come in and wander by and see these videos. I feel like I should do it right now. Should I do it? Should I just be petty and do it right now? If you didn't stick around to the end, you don't deserve my video, my pillow. Yeah, actually, who's still around? I know I can see that there's 7 people. I can see there's 7 people in. Who's still around? Raise your hand if you want me to do the draw right now. Because I think I remember how to do it. I think I remember how to do the draw. Okay, if I remember how to do this, let's see if I still remember, because it's been a while. Okay. Let's take that live streaming giveaway tool. Choose a live stream. That one. Match text. Okay. There. Okay. Okay. Says it's going. Hashtag pillow. PILLOW. Hashtag pillow. Hashtag pillow. We'll give it a minute. We'll give it a minute. Who's still here? Okay, 3 people for sure. Yeah, because then I can do the draw in the next couple minutes, and then we can see who we can. Then you can go understuffed, overstuffed, regular stuffed. Only 3 out of 7. I guess everybody else is driving, can't get to what they want. Sorry, guys. If I don't do this now, and Lisa spots this pillow, she will block this. No, she won't. She won't. I've already promised her a couple. She's already got a little pillow. I'll just give it a minute while I continue to put stuffing in this thing. There's a wrestle with your pillow stage that's not necessarily fun, but that's okay. We'll get to that. That's the last step after the. There's only one step left after the stuffing is in. That's I gotta sew that shut. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You know what? If I don't do this now, I'm probably going to forget all about it anyway. I did that once. What did I make? I made something the one time, and I was like, I should do a giveaway on that. Blah, 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 blah. Totally forgot. Oh, yeah, it would match her blanket. This is the same. This is, except for these pieces here, everything else is matching. Well, there's only 2 other fabrics beside those pieces. But yeah, that matches her blanket. La, 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 la. Okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I will say that, yeah, this because of the way I had to make this pillow. It's got a smaller opening than it should technically have, but it's fine. It's fine. But I will also say, if you're working, memory foam is very very staticky. Well, I guess not staticky, but staticky. I guess I don't know. It sticks to everything. So if you're going to do memory foam, if you're going to get into crafting using any kind of memory foam, then focus on make sure you have some sort of a box or container to empty it into. Oh, the box is where all my stuffing is. The box is where the stuffing is. So I am just keeping the bag. I'm just keeping it in here like this. I also had to double check on the opening because it's got the third layer because of the backing that I had to use. So I'm just taking my time because the opening is not as big as it should be. It's not the end of my world, but I didn't want to interfere with how the patchwork was sewing down. Okay, there we go. Just a little bit more and I'm done. Little bit more. A little bit more, then I'm done. Then I'll do the draw. Then I will finish sealing up the pillow. There we go. It's everywhere. It's all over me. Honestly, normally I would just keep this on the floor and lean forward, but it's like, I mean, you guys are talking. I was talking to the back of your head like anybody was going to be able to hear me, right? There we go. That goes there. That goes there. That goes there. Sit that there for a minute. Now I got to dive down to the floor. Hi, Bruno. What you doing under my spot? There you go. Okay. 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 I think people will love seeing cut shapes in the shop. I think I will love being able to process and use up fabric that I never thought I was going to get to. Or, I mean, let's face, I've got, oh my God, I've got so fucking much fabric. Okay. Okay, so basically now your challenge. Let's do the draw first so I can clear the screen here. I've got 3 whole people. Okay. Last call. And we're drawing. There's only 3 of you guys, so you got a good chance. Tammy. Okay. So Tammy, I cannot remember if I already have your address. So let me just get my email address down there. I cannot remember if I have your address already, Tammy. I'm sure I do, but in case. Did I spell it right? There we go. Congratulations. I do not remember if I have your, well, either way, well, if I have your address, just let me know here and I'll go look for it. But I can't remember if I have your address or not. So if you would wouldn't mind just popping that over onto my Gmail, I will be able to get that up for you in a few days. Okay. So, you know what? It's always fun. It's always fun when you know you're only one of a very small group. Okay, so here's the trick. Here's the trick. This is a timing thing. This is a timing thing. Come on. This is a timing thing. You have to mash down your pillow. Mash it down, mash it down, mash it down. You have to mash. This works really well with memory foam, which is one of the reasons why I like it over regular stuffing, batting, whatever you fill it with. I just got to get this back. It shifted. Oh, that's where it shifted. Okay. Make sure your opening is lined up the way that you want it. Make sure everything's tucked into place. Do not forget. Yeah. No rush, Tammy. I won't be mailing it for a day or so anyway. Okay. So get this lined up the way you want it. Pin it if you need to. Oh shit, I do need to pin it, don't I? Okay, this is a really, really fun way. This is really, really simple and easy when you have a knee lift. When you don't, it's a different process. So get everything tucked in. I even use tweezers sometimes just to make sure I'm grabbing the fabric properly. Pin it, clip it, pin it. Do whatever you need to do. I'm actually going to take that one pin out. I just wanted to get us. You don't have, if you have a knee lift, then you just make sure you get a really good grip. Use your knee lift and then just get it all under there in one step. But this, I don't have my knee lift because I don't have a knee lift on this machine. So I'm going to pin it into position. Okay, I think that'll be fine. Mash it down, mash it down, mash it down, mash it down. One nice thing about memory foam is you can mash it down, get it mashed down as much as you think you can, as much as you think you'll need. Get it over there quickly and wrestle it into place. Wish me luck, because this is always a bad, this always feels like a bad angle. Okay. Take your time, but not too much time. No panic here. I'm not panicking, you're panicking. What the hell? What are we talking about here? Okay. Back up past the hole. Yeah, it's a lot slower doing it this way. A lot slower doing it this way. You need the pin. Okay, when I'm using my knee lift, I can just lift it with my leg and everything's held in place, and I can just zap it in one step. But yeah, make sure you use lots of pins. I'm finding out the hard way that I need my pins. Overlap both the front and the back, and give it a little back stitch. There we go. And it's done. Okay, just gotta get the loose thread off. No big deal there. By the way, this is technically washable as long as you're really careful how you wash it and make sure that you keep it somewhere with massively, insanely good airflow. So once you've smashed it up, then you're gonna want to like resettle it. Take your fingers. Is that what I missed? Oh, I missed that. Take your fingers like that. Make a little cone. Go into the corner like that to the center. Pinch to get a handful of stuffing to fill out your corners again. Push, pinch, pull. There you go. That is yours, Tammy. That will be on its way. So it's kind of cool, actually. Look at this. Look at this. I didn't do this on purpose, but if you take a look at a glance, this dark blue looks like a circle. At a glance, and it's not, but at a glance, it looks almost like a circle on it, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it looks circular. It looks circular. That's an accidental bonus right there. Okay, so we'll double check on the address. Like I said, I can't remember whether I have it or not. So I must have it. Have I sent you fabric before, Tammy? If I've sent you fabric before, then I've already got your address. As long as nothing's changed since the last time I sent you any. Anyway, that was fun. I've got a screaming shit ton of triangles to use up. I've got my other stuff on. I don't know now. Oh, then I'm sure I've got your address. I'll just go look it up. I'll look it up, and if I have a problem, then I will contact you. So anyway, I've got a screaming shit ton of triangles to play with. And don't forget, you can like that makes this, right? But if I just take two and sew them together, I've got a square. So I can make all kinds of shapes. Well, I did make all kinds of shapes. I turned two of these into a square, then a different square, then just use something different. Anyway, that was a lot of fun, guys. And I am going to get going. Maybe I should do that with this one. No, this one didn't line up properly. Anyway, I'm going to get going. I'm going to get going. Thanks for hanging out with me. This was fun. Help me kill an afternoon when I really can't go crazy with all the usual stuff that I would do in a day. I can do this. See, this is a funny thing. This kind of stuff doesn't bother my hand because I'm doing big motions, small motions, stopping to think, looking things over. So yeah, this will be on its way. You guys have a great night. I will see you in the next one. See you on Friday. No topic as of yet, so it might just be a let's jump down the rabbit hole and still see where we end up. But otherwise, we always end up on some weird topic, so we'll go from there. And I will see you guys on Friday. Bye.